And upon arrival, they found a victim suffering from a gunshot wound and immediately rendered aid until medics could arrive, but unfortunately, Ms. Owens passed away.
I would like to say that, yes, there was an iPad left behind. My grandson, the daughter of Ashika, did go back to retrieve it. The woman, Susan, did have it. The white woman, Susan, had it, would not give it back to my grandson. An item was thrown at him.
Children ran to my house, banging on the door, asking for us to call the police that their mother was shot. She has called the cops just for them playing. She calls them names.
A lot of the rumors and questions out there have been that we're not doing anything, we're not moving fast enough. A lot of people don't understand how the laws in the state of Florida sometimes works. You know, we only got a part of an initial. When you get to a scene, sometimes you only get one side of the story. And because we want to seek justice and we want to assure that we get the facts right, especially in a case to this level, we just don't take always one side because it doesn't always paint the full picture.
He went home to tell his mother, as any normal child would do.
Yep.
As a parent of any child hearing such news would go to the adult home to ask what happened. She simply knocked on the door. The woman shot her through the closed door with her son, 9 years old, standing next to her.
Here's what I wish. I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking actions into her own hands. I wish Mrs. Owens would have called us in hopes we could have never got to the point in which we are here today.
Want to talk to the adult to find out why she had his belongings, why she threw items at her child. She simply knocked on the door, was unarmed, no weapons, just wanted answers, wanted to speak to another adult regarding an incident involving her 9-year-old son.
The mother went to get the iPad and you shoot her? Who does that? Charge her. You know who did it. Charge her.
You know, Florida, most states don't have the stand your ground law. And what a lot of people don't understand is that law has specific instructions for us in law enforcement. And any time that we think or perceive or believe that that might come into play, we cannot make an arrest. The law specifically says that.
Yo, what's up, people? We back again. Just like yesterday. Another day on Keep It G News. And today we talking about a serious situation out of Florida, man. OCALA, Florida. I think that's how you pronounce it. If it's not, y'all know I butcher names all the time. But this situation is just gaining legs. Mainly started about yesterday. I'm pretty sure by today, the whole internet, the whole world is going to be talking about it because it's a tragic situation involving a mother trying to protect her child. And what y'all just listened to was the family of this mother and just basically gave y'all a general idea of what we dealing with. We dealing with a white woman that murdered a black woman because, what? She said it was on her property? That's what she's saying. But it's a little bit deeper than that because this white woman actually stole something from this black woman child. So we're going to go to the news. We're going to listen to the news. Then we're also going to hear from the cousin and the eyewitness that, well, not her eyes, but a witness whose child was there because there was children here during this whole ordeal. But a witness whose child was there during the time and watched all the events unfold.
OCALA Friday night is creating tensions in Marion County today.
The victim was mother of 4. Community members say justice needs to be served. TV20's Ethan Badowski is live where the press conference was held by the family's attorneys today. Ethan, tell us what the feeling is among the people there.
A large crowd gathered inside New St. John Missionary Baptist Church seeking what they called justice for this mother of four. Adjika Owens was shot and killed Friday night by her neighbor, and Sheriff Billy Woods said the two have had an ongoing conflict since at least 2021. Attorneys identified the shooter as 58-year-old Susan Lawrick. They claim Lawrick got into an argument with Owens' children as they played in a field. Woods says Lawrick threw an object and hit a child, but it is unclear if that was intentional. When the children told Owens what happened, she went to Lawrick's home with her 9-year-old child and knocked on the door. That's when Lawrick fired through the door, hitting Owens.
I want the family to know that I'm here to provide all of my resources to come to justice for this case, to ensure that the family sees it.
Woods says they are working to determine what was said between Owens and Lawrick. The mother of Adjika Owens made a plea for justice today.
Susan harassed the children in the neighborhood, harassed Adjika Chantrell Owens' 4 babies. She called them racial slurs, the N-word, slaves, B-words.
Sheriff Woods says he has been in contact with the state attorney's office about whether or not this meets the criteria of Florida's Stand Your Ground law. Many people at the press conference today are impatient with the lack of an arrest. Reporting live in Ocala, Ethan Badowski, TV 20 News.
It's a damn shame that you can invoke stand your ground in Florida, even if you got somebody else's personal property. Like, how does that work? You feel me? Like, I swear I don't understand Florida. It seems like to me in Florida, they're giving white people a pass to kill blacks. And the excuse is stand your ground. But like I said, we're going to cover more on stand your ground. But before we do that, I want you to hear from the cousin of AJ Owens.
Okay. I usually only post on TikTok for shits and giggles, but today's different because last night my cousin was unalived by her racist white neighbor in front of her children over a tablet. And the police arrested her and released her with no charges. So here we are. Around 9 o'clock last night, my cousin was unalived, and it started because there's this demented woman who lives in their community who allegedly harasses all the children of that community because they live in duplexes and there's an area where it's grassy and that all the kids go out there to play all the time. And this woman feels like that piece of grass is hers. So she harasses the kids. She records them. She causes them trouble. According to one of the neighbors, they have over 20 reports of calling in on her for harassing these kids. That's very important. So leading to last night around 7 o'clock, all the kids in the community were outside playing. And my cousin's son left his tablet in that area. He went back to go get his tablet, and the woman had taken it. He comes home and tells her about what happened. So my cousin's like, okay, well, let me go talk to the woman, try to get your tablet back. She knocks on the woman's door. The woman opens the door and just shoots her right there in front of him. No questions asked. Also like to point out that this woman does have surveillance on her property. With me in a Ring camera, I can see who comes to my door, talk to them through the camera. I don't know what type of camera she has, but she does have surveillance on her property, meaning that she saw who was there. She knows that this is a neighbor, and she still decided to do that in front of these children. And other children were still outside at the same time. So essentially, my cousin died there bleeding out. The neighbors who came out to help her tried to give her CPR till the EMT got there. They picked her up. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. This woman was arrested, taken in for questioning, and then they let her go home. According to some of the neighbors, she was actually having coffee on her porch this morning as if it didn't fucking matter. And I feel like Ocala Sheriff's Office is trying to quietly sweep this under the rug. It has not gotten any immediate attention because it's still very fresh. But witness accounts for what happened with my cousin saying that, she went to go get a tablet. You guys can I will post them and you can listen and read them from yourself from 2 different neighbors who gave their own accounts of what happened. So I'm trying to understand, even with this information, why the cops didn't think that she didn't need any charges. She is a threat to the community.
So we have a Karen in our neighborhood who lives in front of us, and she's like always mean to all the kids. And so me and your cousin have went at it with this lady multiple times. This lady has called the cops numerous times on the kids for playing in front of her yard. And we always tell the cops, like, that woman's crazy, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I guess the kids were playing, and she had threw Izzy's tablet, and then tried to throw some skates at him. And then Isaac stepped in and was like, don't throw skates at him. If you're going to hit someone, hit me. And Izzy went and told his mom. His mom went over there and, was banging at her door, like telling her to come outside. Like, what was she doing or whatever. And I guess the woman had shot her through the window. And, because I wasn't exactly there. I was like 5 minutes down the road. And Isaac hurry up and ran to my house and told my daughter to call the cops. And my daughter called me, and like within 5 minutes I was already there. And so I seen her on the floor, and I hurry up. Me and this other girl, we were performing CPR on her. And then like 5 minutes later the cops came, and the ambulance came. And then, like 30, 45 minutes later, we found out that she died.
And they still let her go. But that's even besides the point. Not only did she wound and unalive my cousin, she also put those other children in danger due to her foolishness. And the landlord decided to be on the side of the tenant. So sounds like they're trying to use stand your ground, which is crazy to me, considering that she had my cousin's property. I'm going to share Ocala Sheriff's Office information, and if you guys could boost this so we could get justice for her, or at least get that woman off the streets, baked or acted or something, that would help us out so much. My cousin was a mom of 4. Her youngest is 3. And they didn't deserve for their mom to go out like that. Her oldest did not deserve to see her die like that. This woman has completely ruined their entire family unit. And she's just sitting at home like nothing happened. Please call into the sheriff's department to try to get some type of charges against this woman, whether it be criminal assault or reckless endangerment of minors. She has to get off the streets. Please share, boost, comment, something, because they got us fucked up.
That's one of the good things about the internet. The internet get a bad rap. I've been hard on the internet a few times. But one of the good things that it does is it give average, everyday people a voice to speak on these type of injustices. Because if this was 15 years ago, they'd have swept this under the rug. It looked like they're trying to sweep it under the rug, but it's grown. And we'd have never heard about A.J. Owens and this whole case that's going on. It wouldn't have even been a thought of this woman being charged. Now, it always seemed like to me, these situations where a white person murder any type of black person, they always want to take the extra precautions. Investigation move real slow. Why they always do that when we see it in our neighborhoods daily? Arrest after arrest, murder after murder. Sometimes people was getting arrested unjustly. I just covered the case with Travis Rudolph, where he defended himself in Florida. In Florida. Now, I get people saying about his case, you know, he chased the guy down, you know, all that other type of stuff. But at the end of the day, he chased these guys, and these guys didn't run until he pulled out the gun. And the reason he pulled out the gun is because they was jumping his brother. So how is that not stand your ground? Because if y'all go back to my previous videos, part of stand your ground is you can also protect someone else that's in harm. So that's what he was doing. But look at him, fighting for his life. Now you got this white woman who go by the name of Suzanne, was a problem in the community. A problem in the community. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing that I noticed about these type of people, because I actually was in a community that had this type of woman. And she ended up dead, rest in peace. I ain't saying she deserved to die, but she ended up dead almost because of the things that she was doing. Well, I could say directly because of the things that she was doing, which is basically terrorizing the community. Terrorizing the children. Because they're miserable. That's what's going on with Suzanne and people who like her. Normally older. And this ain't a white thing. They could be white or black. Older, miserable, and normally without a man. So their sole purpose every day in the morning is to make sure other people are miserable. Now she trying to stop the kids from having fun. And I get it. That look like that may be her lawn. But what harm is it causing if the children is there? Why you just can't be like, man, can y'all just make sure y'all clean up behind yourself? I don't want to have to come out here and clean up. And I'm sure in that type of neighborhood, people will respect it. But to get numerous calls from the community talking about this woman and talking about the danger that she's causing the community, and the police do nothing until it reached to a point that she murdered somebody. And they still giving her the utmost respect. They still making sure they don't put too much pressure on her. When it's obvious she wrong, she shot through the door. Now I know what they're going to say. I'm sure everybody know what they're going to say. She was in fear for her life. The black woman came there aggressively. She was banging on her door, so she ain't had no other choice. And in that case, stand your ground is going to apply. But that's bullshit and that's bogus. Because how can you stand your ground behind the door? Behind the door. Now, it's conflicting reports saying that she opened the door. The news saying she shot through the door. But even still, she stole from this child. And the mother was going there to retrieve the item. Even also, she even assaulted the boy. She threw a skater at him. That's second or third degree assault. So, some charges need to be applied in this situation, yo. But we're going to see how it play out. And if it don't go how it's supposed to go, I won't be surprised, because we done seen it before, yo. Like I told y'all, stand your ground, give white people in Florida an easy pass to kill blacks and get away with it. All they gotta do is say they was afraid and scared for their life. Their life was in danger. How old? She looked like she might have been in her 60s. She gonna say she, you know, it's gonna be something. I promise y'all I will. But we gotta continue to put pressure on it. I'm sure more blogs and people on YouTube is gonna speak out. They need to do a rally on her porch. We done seen that before. Right on her lawn. The whole neighborhood be out there. Kids and all. Put one of them little jumping, them little bouncy machines out there. Have a party. Because this woman ain't deserve to die. And I want to say rest in peace to her, man. Condolences to her family, yo. Because this is tragic, yo. And think about what Suzanne's actions did to this children and their mental. You know, in their unrational mind, they probably think it's their fault that their mother was murdered. But it's not. Y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Y'all got y'all mother, and she did what she was supposed to do. Only person was wrong, and the person that deserved the full blame in this situation is Suzanne, because she was dead wrong, and people like her are dead wrong because they're just miserable, and they don't have no outlet. The kids probably don't even deal with them if she got kids. Probably never get visits, grandchildren, or nothing, because of how she treated them when they was growing up. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Like I said, rest in peace to this woman, condolences to her family. And I'm going to keep my eye on this case and see how it all pan out. It probably won't be till another week before they announce charges, if they ever announce charges, because they trying to make a case for stand your ground. And we all know white people can easily stand their ground against black people in Florida and get away with it. And I'm out.
I need some praying people feel like I'm stuck. They seeping deep, but don't be smoking shit that you ain't roll up. I'm trying to teach you. Niggas singing up their nose on the low and think I don't know it. Mama lying for my bro, cause we wrong and think I don't know it. If it was get it poppin' time on the grind and I jailed on you, God please take my breath from my body, I fell bro. I've been in every war, holding every shield, swinging every sword. I stood and never ran. Why would you lie and try to steal my glory? Put that on my stripes. I ain't never back down or folded up in my life. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like. If I'm lying, God take my sight. Never let a bro starve in my life. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like this. I've been thugging like